Good morning, Piedmont Triad. I'm WFMY News 2 meteorologist Ed Matthews. Just got the updated forecast track on Imelda, and I think when I show it to you, it's going to put a big smile on your face. We'll continue to get some encouraging news on the future track of that system. It has not developed into a tropical storm yet, but it's expected to over the next 24 to 36 hours. Let's talk about today. A little gloomy, although a few minutes ago I saw a few peaks of sun through the clouds. We'll check radar in just a minute. Because of the messy weather that we have today, and you're canceling those outdoor plans probably. We do have a weather impact alert day for today. It's all day today, off and on rain. We did have some heavier downpours overnight, but so far this morning the rain has been kind of off and on and generally light. And of course, many of you have probably taken those outdoor plans indoors if that's possible. Now, I've been keeping an eye on radar through the morning, and the rain is not as widespread as what we were looking at earlier. What we're seeing is really more of a scattered shower, light scattered shower pattern, but nevertheless, we continue to see these scattered showers, even though light, continuing to track from south to north from Georgia into South Carolina and moving through North Carolina into Virginia. Now, this is not from Imelda or anything like that. This is not tropical in nature. This is just moisture overriding a stalled front that's bringing some unsettled weather to our part of the Piedmont. There's the front, a couple little low pressure waves on the front, but what's happening is moisture is overriding that stalled front. When it hits the front, it's forced to lift, and that creates condensation and of course clouds. We've got plenty of those, and that's bringing the rain. But the rain that we had overnight and earlier this morning, the more widely determined precipitation, and some of it heavy, moving on north of our area now. So I think off and on scattered showers will be the norm as we head through the afternoon and into the evening. And then later tonight, I think mainly just a cloudy sky. We'll keep a low shower chance in the forecast overnight. Sunday looks pretty encouraging, a mix of sun and clouds. Again, we'll just keep a low shower chance in the forecast. Okay, we're tracking our tropical systems. Again, Imelda has not developed into a tropical storm. Now that's good news. Also, it's moving slow to the northwest. That gives Umberto a better chance to get in a position where it starts to tug on Imelda and pull it to the east. And our models are continuing to suggest that. Here's the latest information. This is the 11 o'clock advisory, about 180 miles to the northwest of the eastern tip of Cuba. Winds are at 35 miles per hour. It's actually slowed down just a tad earlier in the last advisory, moving off to the northwest at 7, moving off to the northwest at 6 as well. But I think the good news here is it hasn't gotten any stronger. Overnight, the sustained winds were 35 miles per hour, and that continues with the latest advisory. So the position of the storm would be right in this area here. Now, you do see some thunderstorms, cold cloud tops here. So this thing is trying to get better organized for sure. It's having a difficult time, but it is trying to get better organized. And again, I think over the next 24 to 36 hours, it will develop into a tropical storm. As we take a look at our tracker map, again, this is where it's located now, but let's put it in motion. This is what I couldn't wait to show you here. It's going to track to the north, expected to become a tropical storm, and likely a Category 1 hurricane off the coast of Florida and the east coast of Georgia, somewhere to the east of Jacksonville. That would be Tuesday morning. But this is what I continue to be very excited about, turning off to the east. But before it makes a turn, It may actually really stall out. Notice how these icons are pretty close together. That indicates to us that these data points, it's going to be a slow-moving system. It's not going to move very quickly during its history, but we think it'll even slow down even more. It could briefly stall off the Georgia, South Carolina coast, and then once it would resume moving forward, we are certainly hoping for this turn to the east. And as I talked about earlier, this is the second model run that we have seen here where it is showing it turning to the east. So again, we continue to be very encouraged with the forecast models and the official track turning it to the east, but I want to stress we cannot let our guard down yet. We've been talking about several different scenarios where an upper level low could pull it inland over South Carolina or Georgia. That's still a possibility. Now, this thing is off the east coast of Cuba right now, so it does have some traveling to do, and we'll have to continue to monitor the environment over the southeastern United States and, more importantly, offshore. But again, this is good news, and this is very encouraging. Another way to look at the encouraging news is the spaghetti plot. This is all of the forecast models put together on a chart here, and you can see taking a northerly track and then bam, turning right off to the east. So the models are reflecting that, and that's the reason the official forecast track is turning it off to the east. So again, very, very excited about that, but again, it certainly bears watching. It could still just as easily remain on a northerly course, impact North Carolina, or maybe turn to the northwest and move inland over South Carolina. That is certainly a distinct possibility. Let's talk about the players that we've been watching in the possibility of how this storm is going to track. First, we've been talking about this upper level low. It's partly responsible for the gloomy weather that we have today. If it were strong enough, it would pull the storm inland over South Carolina or North Carolina. But what's happening, Umberto has sustained winds of 145 miles per hour. This is a very powerful hurricane. So with the power that it has, stronger certainly than the upper level low, it is tugging on Imelda and showing signs of turning it off to the east. So I think the slow movement of our disturbance and also the fact that it hasn't developed yet, that is certainly two really good signs. Now, we still got to show you that if for some reason it turns inland, we could have some real flooding problems over the area. This is what our models are suggesting earlier, 3 to 5 inches of rain, a possibility over the next 7 days. But look over southeastern North Carolina and into coastal South Carolina, over 7 inches of rain, a possibility. And I'll tell you what, even with the system remaining offshore, our coastal regions from, say, Morehead City all the way down through Wilmington, Myrtle Beach, and Charleston, South Carolina, certainly those areas are not out of the woods even if the storm remains offshore, because the close proximity to the Carolina coast would throw moisture into those areas and give them the potential for some flooding rain anyway. And if it stalls, it would sit there maybe for a day or so and throw more moisture into the coastal regions. But nevertheless, for now, the forecast may change. If this thing stays well offshore, wouldn't get any rain at all here in the Piedmont, but we've got to keep in mind that certainly that more westerly and northwesterly track a possibility. For now, we do have a weather impact alert that will go in effect Monday afternoon, and it will be with us through Wednesday evening. The possibility, the way we're seeing it now, is for some tropical rain, and we couldn't rule out some flooding. And if it would happen to move inland, certainly it would create some gusty winds as well. So we're going to be watching for the possibility of flooding, especially if it moves inland. It might be a smart idea later tomorrow to go ahead, charge up the cell phone and any other devices that you have so you can certainly communicate with us, because we're going to continue to give you the very latest information. And here's what we're looking at as of this morning. The system is taking a longer time to develop. It hasn't developed yet. The winds haven't gotten any stronger. All of this is just great news. 35-mile-per-hour sustained winds, and again, it's moving slowly to the northwest. So the slowdown is encouraging because we think that that would delay any possible landfall, and again, it would give us a better chance of this system remaining offshore as Umberto would start to tug on that system and pull it out to sea. Can you imagine a very powerful and dangerous hurricane really helping us out with a tropical system that is nearing the Carolina coast later this week? We'll continue to watch it. Encouraging signs that this thing will turn to the east. That is not etched in stone. It is not a definite. So I encourage you to stay with us right on through the rest of the weekend, and especially for the first part of the new week. And we'll all track it together, keep our fingers crossed that this thing stays offshore. We'll continue to see lots of clouds for the afternoon. I think the rain will be more spotty, but keep the umbrella close anywhere you go this afternoon. Temperatures for highs today into the mid. A little crack of sun could get some areas into the upper 70s. And then tonight we'll keep a low chance of scattered showers in the forecast. I think they'll be mainly before midnight. Temperatures will drop into the muggy and warm mid-60s. And then tomorrow may turn out to be a pretty decent day as this moisture flow breaks down over our area. We'll go with a partly cloudy sky with a low shower chance, and I'm talking about a 30 to 40% chance of that. Temperatures will be into the upper 70s coming up on Sunday. Okay, very important 7-day forecast, and a forecast that is subject to dramatically change as we go into the first part of the week and we continue to get new data in. But we're going to keep an eye on the tropics, of course, our weather impact alert today, and then tomorrow, pretty quiet day. Then, as we move into Monday afternoon, we'll institute the weather impact alert, and we'll keep that in effect for Tuesday and Wednesday. And basically, that's what we're doing along with you. We're watching the tropics. We're watching the new data come in. If this forecast changes for the better, I don't think anybody's going to complain about that at all. And whatever happens in the beginning of the week and through Wednesday, we'll start to gradually see a drying out pattern as we go into Thursday and Friday. So with the 11 a.m. advisory, certainly more good news here with the potential of the system turning to the east and remaining offshore. The next advisory at 2 p.m., that will be an update on the strength of the system. We'll see if the system has gotten any stronger at 2 p.m. And then the next advisory that will show an updated forecast track will be 5 p.m. this evening. Stay with us. We'll continue to do hourly updates and keep you informed. Have a great day.